there, welcome to my living room floor. Today I have collected a few little handbags that I feel need some TLC. If you have handbags that need maintenance, grab a little beverage, sit down on your living room floor with me and do some handbag maintenance. This is something that I do to my bags once in a blue moon. Like when I see that they need it, I do it. I don't have like a schedule of I have to do this every 3 months. No, I don't. What we're gonna do today, we're gonna have a little Magic Mind matcha latte. Thank you Magic Mind for partnering with us on this video. This is my favorite little afternoon pick-me-up, and clearly we will need the energy for this. What I will use to do maintenance on my bags are 2 little muslin cloths. One that is slightly damp. When I say damp, it's not watery. Like it's just a slight dampness to this cloth. And a cloth that we will use the little leather gel on. This leather gel is something that I just stumbled upon once when I was purchasing maybe this bag, maybe another Mulberry bag. It must have been like the bag I bought for my mom. Yes, like the little tote bag. In that order, it suggested me like, do you need a leather gel? I ordered it. This is not my first tub. I've had many tubs of this, and I've always used it for a leather gel for my bags, right? It's very kind of jelly, so I can't just show you like this, right? Because it's very runny. But this type of leather gel, it's the Colonel Classic. Basically, I just follow the instruction of the tub, right? We wipe the area with a damp cloth. Once it's dry, we just buff the little leather gel in, and then we let it dry. I'm gonna start whilst we talk because otherwise we'll be here forever. Oh, and the last thing you'll need is a little candle. We'll get into this later. I mean, you don't need a fancy candle, just a little stub of a candle that's left. This is my Mulberry base water satchel. This bag I've had for like a decade. It does have some cornerwear and stuff, but this is the type of cornerwear that usually if I moisturize it and I do a little TLC on it, it will go away. I rarely moisturize the inside of my bags because those are not really as exposed to the elements like as the outside is. If the bag has some like details on it, then I usually take those off, like this little clochette that's on the Mulberry base water satchel. The strap I will also moisturize, right? But for me this is a fairly simple process. We just take the slightly damp little cloth, we rub the bag down just to make sure that we don't have any dirt on the bag, right? Because if the bag has some dirt on it, then you don't really want to moisturize that into the bag. And this I think is especially important on like a either shoulder strap or a handle on a bag, because those are the areas that usually like your little hands will touch, and usually your hands are exposed to things when you're in the outdoors, right? And same with the bottom. The bottom is also important too. Wipe down. Like I have hardwood floors and it's one of those, I don't feel bad putting it down on my hardwood floor, which probably tells you that the cloth is actually not very damp. Don't put like water to your bag. That's a bad idea, right? We just open the little leather gel and we just take a little bit. I usually take the less fussy side of a little microfiber cloth. I don't like to use paper. I don't like to use like a cotton cloth because usually those absorb the leather gel quite a bit. Then we just start wherever you feel like starting. I think the bottom is always a good place to start because if something would get miscolored from the gel, which I've never had with this specific gel, but if you have a gel that can miscolor stuff, then it's better to start on the bottom of the bag versus like the middle of the front of the bag, right? And then we just do a little bit of this. It's not a very interesting process, which is why I haven't done this before, but I've had a few of you ask me like what I do in terms of maintenance on my bags. But this is honestly just what I do. It's not very intricate, it's not very difficult, I guess. Which is the thing, like with a leather bag, there's not a lot you have to do, honestly. When you've moisturized something like a leather bag, you don't put it in the dust bag straight after you moisturized it, right? Because then, you know, moisture in an enclosed space, and not enough airflow. I mean, most of us probably realize that that sounds like a formula for mold to start happening, right? And we don't want moldy bags. Do you see this? Like the corners? The corners of this bag already look fresher than they did before. And that was just the fastest maintenance you've ever seen on a bag, right? Because it's just moisturizing it a little bit with a good quality leather gel. And obviously don't do this right before you're gonna use a bag, because I think it's better if the bag gets a little bit of time to just soak in the leather gel before you go and use it. That's about it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, literally. Let's put her up there. And then we just take the excess little leather gel and do one of these on the shoulder strap. As easy as can be. And I do make a point to not put leather gel on the hardware. I don't technically think it would do anything to tarnish it, but I just think that doesn't make sense to add leather gel to hardware. So I just steer clear. But I mean, it's not more difficult than this to do maintenance on a leather bag. I think next we should do the little Dior. The Dior tote is one of those that I definitely know needs some TLC. This one I've never done maintenance on myself, honestly. I got it. Should I back up a little bit so that you see the bag better? That did not do a lot of difference, but whatever. This bag I've never done TLC on myself. I bought it pre-loved and I just started using it, but never really did any cleaning or moisturizing or anything like that before I started using it. So it's definitely time. It's probably overdue at this point. Yes, it was a little bit. This one we see that it had some dirt on it. I'm not sure if that creeps anyone out, I'm sorry. And this bag, in terms of a little before, oh wait, let me just do the handles too. The corners do have a little bit of, you know, wear and tear. You see on the actual corners and you see on the corners of the leather straps right going down the bag. Now, this is a canvas bag. So we don't put leather conditioner on the canvas bag, obviously. This one needs a lot of leather gel. I feel the leather is very dry. Are you doing this with me? What bags are you doing maintenance on? I would love to know. Another thing that I wanted to talk about in terms of maintenance on bags, obviously, these are the types of bags that do not have a kind of spa service offered, not like an Hermès bag, for example. I would not do maintenance on Hermès bags myself. Hermès bags, we only do maintenance on via the Hermès bag spa service. If you have a bag that has been kind of tinkered with via a third party, then Hermès won't accept your bag into the spa. I mean, yes, an Hermès spa experience for your bag costs a little bit, but I think it's definitely one of those things that you don't want to risk not being able to do, right? Because if you run into an issue with an Hermès bag, you know that you can always hand it into the spa, right? I brought out an Hermès bag, but now we're talking about it without actually showing the Hermès bag. But I have had both of my Birkins spa'd. I will hand in one of my Evelyns for a spa treatment too. The green one, if you're asking. It does have a little scratch on the front of the bag, and I want that to be basically not as visible as it is. And I've taken it to the Hermès store actually to ask if they could get the scratch out of the bag. And they said they can, so that's good news, right? But I just haven't handed it in yet because I haven't wanted to like live without the bag. But I find that bag to be a little bit more spring summer appropriate, so I don't feel like I need to have it now. So next time I pass by the Hermès store in Stockholm, I'll likely hand that in for a little spa service. Right, but what were we saying with that? We don't do maintenance on our Hermès bags, right? So that's the key takeaway. Unless we hand it into the spa and they at Hermès do the spaing for us. And as you can see, I'm not too kind of precious or precise with the bags as I'm doing this because I don't have a specific process. I just do whatever I think makes sense in terms of moisturizing and cleaning and stuff like that. I think that was the majority of what we're gonna do on the Dior bag. Is it looking better? You decide. I think the sides look a little bit more lively now. I might do one more round on this one later once it's kind of been soaking in the first round of moisturizing, because this one is obviously old. I've never moisturized it before. The leather is looking like it's a little bit dry still, so I'll do one more round at the end. But what I also wanted to show you, because this is an old bag, the zipper is okay smooth, but it's not super smooth, right? So one of my tricks of what I do to make a zipper smooth is to use a little candle, because the candle wax, I have a little Lululemon bag at the bottom that basically is catching the little candle wax, but candle wax basically moisturizes a zipper, right? And makes the zipper go smoother. This is something that my mom taught me, because I told her, like, this zipper on my new little Dior tote is not super smooth. She's like, have you taken candle wax to it to see if that helps? I'm like, no, I haven't. She's like, well, try it. And you just drag the little candle across the zipper to make it go smoother. And then you just drag it back and forth a few times. Then it's done. Then it runs a lot more smoothly. See, look at that, beautiful. And then we can just wipe off the little excess candle wax. I'll have to vacuum my living room after this, but that's fine. There we go. Dior tote, done. Now, let's do my little Cartier bag. This bag I haven't done any maintenance on either. I have worn this a lot. It's a vintage bag from the 90s, right? So I'm sure it does need the TLC that it's now getting. But in general, I think this bag has held up beautifully. I should have given you like a before and after, but that's too late now. I see no red on the cloth, so that's good. And then we don't use the same corner, we take another corner, right? To make sure that we're not putting back dirt on another bag from another bag. This one, let's see. No, that's fine. It's looking a little darker, but I think that's just from the moisture of the leather conditioner, not anything that would actually kind of change the color of the bag in general. That looks great, actually. Do you see how shiny and nice it became? I'm happy about that. I'm not as stressed anymore now that we see that this one did well. Like we've already discussed, Magic Mind is my favorite little afternoon pick-me-up. I have, in fact, become a matcha girly, if you're asking. I think matcha, pronunciations from your Swedish girly, we never know how it's gonna go. But matcha, I think, is one of those things. Until you try it, it might be like, ugh, another girly talking about a matcha latte. Yes, I am another girly talking about a matcha latte because I think it's worth the hype. I think something like a Magic Mind matcha latte, it's a great little daily ritual. Instead of going for that afternoon coffee, you know, that 2 p.m. coffee that you're just like, OMG, I need energy. Try something like a little Magic Mind matcha latte, because you get energy. You don't get the same energy. You get a better streak of energy. You get a cleaner streak. Basically, I feel like I get more focused. I get more of a, kind of, I am so productive now. I need to work, right? That's how I feel when I take one of these. Now the work will be a little bit of moisturizing handbags and editing a video. If you're someone who edits videos, do not sleep on Magic Mind. Magic Mind is a great little asset to have to get you through those lengthy editing sessions. I've worked with Magic Mind now for, I don't know how long, like 2 years or something. And I'm very happy to have them as a long-term partner to the channel, because I'm not sure the channel would still exist if it wasn't for the energy streak I'm getting from these matcha lattes. If you also want to try out Magic Mind matcha lattes, they don't come in matcha latte form, I should say, but I've just made to half of my personality to drink a Magic Mind matcha latte. They come in these little cute bottles. Look at me being a beauty guru. And they come in these cute bottles. Do you see that green color? It's giving brat green. The color of the year. I do have a discount code in the description box. It's a Siedler 20 for 20% off Magic Mind, and if you subscribe you can get up to 48% off your subscription. So that's always in the description box, not only when I talk about Magic Mind. So if you're like, what video was it that she was talking about Magic Mind, it's always there. So in case you want to try out Magic Mind, this is your sign to do so. Have you gotten your Spotify Wrapped, by the way? The Spotify Wrapped this year, everyone is saying that it was a little bit disappointing. I would tend to agree, because it didn't give me like my top genres. It gave me like some genres throughout the year, but I'm not sure those genres made sense. It gave me like Pilates Pink Pop Princess or something. And I'm not sure, like yes, I'm a matcha latte girly, but I'm not sure I'm a Pilates Pink Pop Princess. I think that was mainly because I listened to all of the above that everyone else is listening to, like Taylor Swift, like Olivia Rodrigo. I haven't really gotten into Sabrina Carpenter yet, but I'm getting so much Sabrina Carpenter content on my Instagram, so I'm starting to kind of understand why everyone is so hyped about her, because she's just such a cutie, you know, and she makes great music. So let's just say I'm an upcoming Sabrina Carpenter fan. The bread and butter of my Pilates Pink Pop Princess vibes is definitely Taylor Swift. I went to a Taylor Swift concert. I went to the Taylor Swift concert, the Eras tour this year in Sweden, in Stockholm. Oh my god, that was the best thing ever. Are we not sad that the Eras tour is over? If you're not a Swiftie, I am sorry. This is an interlude that you were not asking for. Who was your top artist on your Spotify Wrapped? Mine was obviously Taylor Swift, right? But I want to know, what do you guys listen to? If you have any music recommendation, I would be all ears. Can we talk about music as well, please? Okay, there we have it. This is the bag. I think it looks amazing now. Now I'm even more obsessed. Do you see? I don't think you see a major difference. And also the color is showing up a lot more red than the kind of Bordeaux color that it is, right? Oh my god, this is fabulous now. I'm obsessed. Perfect, beautiful. Let's move on to the big Cartier bag. This is a little bit of the same, right? We just wiped the bag down. We know this at this point. I'm not sure if this video is interesting to anyone, but I hope you're doing this with me, or at this point that we've gotten kind of familiar with the process, that you're now running to get your bags. You're like, okay, wait, I can actually do this too. And you don't have to have the exact leather conditioner that I have. I think as long as you have a leather conditioner that you trust and that you think is solid and that you think is good for, whoa, we lost focus, and that you think is good for your bags, then just go ahead with that, right? It doesn't have to be this specific leather conditioner. But this is the one I have, so this was the one I was talking about. Okay, now we just continue with this. This bag is huge and it doesn't have a lot of structure, so it's difficult to hold up and actually show you what I'm doing. Maybe we can do a little bit of that. That's fine, right? Yes, this bag was needing the moisturizing, because now the leather is looking a lot more shiny and not as lackluster as it was before. This is brilliant. I actually like doing these things. I don't do it often, like I said, but this is one of those things. You know, I like doing self-care, but this is also like a little bit therapeutic, you know, like self-care is, but this is just self-care for your pretty things, right? If you buy expensive bags and you're not willing to do the maintenance, I mean, as you can see now, the maintenance on these types of bags, especially leather bags, is super easy. Like, don't be afraid of like actually doing the maintenance. It's easy, especially like if you buy like a normal leather bag. This is exactly what you do. Like, it's not difficult. The bag won't bite, even if you start moisturizing it, I promise. And I think it's an easy and effective way to just prolong the lifespan of your nice designer bags that you bought, right? And I think it's our due diligence to take care of the beautiful bags that we do buy, especially like in this day and age where like fast fashion and stuff is taking over. Can we just bring back taking care of our things in general? Like, not only designer bags, but just everything. Like the other day I moisturized like my furniture, because when you have like real wood furniture, you have to moisturize it too, right? So we just need to bring it back. Like those slow days, like on a little Sunday afternoon, like when you get home from your little, like I don't know what you do on Sundays, but when you get home from whatever experience you've done on a Sunday, take that little 20 minutes and like spray some water protectant spray on your shoes, or moisturize a bag. You don't have to do like an entire like handbag care or shoe care afternoon, right? You can just take it one at a time. You don't have to do a whole sit down thing like I'm doing. This I'm more doing because it was requested that I show you how to take care of bags, basically. If it wasn't for doing this for YouTube, then likely I would have just moisturize a bag here and there when I felt like it needed it, you know? Now I'm just obviously doing a second round of moisturizer on my Dior duffel, on the leather of the Dior duffel. Obviously I'm not doing any maintenance to the canvas because the canvas is just canvassing, right? That we can't really do much about unless it has like a stain or something that we try to get out, but I don't really have that, right? So, and I haven't really had like a canvas bag that I've tried to get a stain out of. If that happened, I would probably just go to like a dry cleaner and see if they could help me, right? Whoa, oh my god, I lost a little cloth. Do also want to just quickly talk about like what I do in terms of maintenance on velvet bags. Because velvet bags, obviously, you do not moisturize. The easiest way to take care of velvet is just to spray it down with some protectant spray so that it doesn't like soak up any potential liquids that could spill on it. If you get any like indentations on your velvet, I know a lot of people talk about like taking the not sharp side of a knife and doing this. I don't think that's what we need to do. I usually just take either something else in velvet or just some like cotton or something and brushing against the velvet so that it basically just puffs up again and the kind of dents in it are brushed out. That's as easy as maintenance goes in my opinion, because this is basically something that you can't moisturize. It's obviously a fabric bag, right? So you don't really have to do anything specific to it. Obviously you can moisturize like the leather bottom if it has something like that, but a velvet bag is pretty easy to care for as long as you're not spilling stuff on it. But do spray these down with fabric protectant spray, and obviously if your bag has chains, make sure to not have the chain lying specifically on the velvet. Right, that was handbag maintenance 101. Hermès bags we don't do maintenance on. Velvet bags we just brush out any little indentations on and spray it down with some fabric protectant spray. Leather bags we just wipe down with very slightly damp cloth, and then we moisturize them with a good leather conditioner. And obviously, to stay energized in the process, we have a little Magic Mind matcha latte. Guys, that was it. That was my handbag maintenance. Super easy, enjoyable, and effective, right? So that's the end. We close up the little tub and we throw these in the washing machine, and that is it. And we put the little candle back where it came from. Thank you so much for spending this time and space with me. What bag did you do maintenance on throughout this video? I would love to know. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a little thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more like elevated wardrobe content. Guys, I put out videos on Thursdays and Sundays, so I hope to see you back here very, very soon. And until then, stay safe, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.